Consistency is the ultimate game changer. It's the invisible force that transforms dreams into reality, mediocrity into mastery, and potential into power. Let's be honest, there's no shortcut to success. The people who achieve extraordinary things in life aren't necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They are the ones who show up day after day with relentless commitment. Think about it. Every skill you've ever learned, every goal you've ever achieved didn't happen in a flash. It wasn't one workout that changed your body. It wasn't one day of studying that got you the grade. It wasn't one conversation that built a great relationship. It's what you did repeatedly. Consistency is the foundation upon which all great achievements are built. But let's dig deeper. Why is consistency so powerful? Because it creates momentum. When you take small, deliberate actions every single day, you're not just inching toward your goals, you're building a habit, a system, a lifestyle. And habits, my friends, are the building blocks of transformation. Here's the truth. Consistency beats intensity every time. It's not about burning yourself out with a massive effort for 1 week and then quitting. It's about showing up, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. It's about the discipline of staying the course, knowing that every step you take, no matter how small, compounds over time. Let me ask you, what are you consistent about right now? Are you consistent about hitting the snooze button? Are you consistent about making excuses? Or are you consistent about showing up for yourself, for your dreams, for the life you deserve? Consistency isn't just about doing, it's about being. It's about becoming the type of person who honors their commitments, who follows through, who keeps promises to themselves. Because when you build trust in yourself, when you prove to yourself that you're someone who does what they say they'll do, something incredible happens. Your confidence grows. Your belief in your ability to create the life you want skyrockets. Because, and here's the kicker, consistency doesn't just change your actions, it changes your identity. Every time you show up, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. You're reinforcing a new story about yourself. You're saying, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, and over time, that story becomes your reality. Now, let me be clear, consistency doesn't mean perfection. You're going to have days when you stumble, when you fall short, when life throws you curveballs. That's okay. What matters is that you get back up. What matters is that you don't let one bad day turn into a bad week, a bad month, or a bad life. Consistency is about progress, not perfection. Think about the compound effect. Picture a drop of water falling onto a rock. One drop doesn't make a difference. 10 drops don't make a difference. But over time, that consistent drip will wear down even the hardest stone. That's what your efforts do. Every small, consistent action is a drop of water carving out a new reality. And let me tell you something, consistency isn't sexy. It's not glamorous. It's not Instagram worthy. It's early mornings. It's late nights. It's saying no to distractions. It's showing up when no one's watching. But it's also the most liberating, empowering thing you can do because it puts the power back in your hands. It reminds you that you are in control of your destiny. Your mindset is the control center of your life. It's the lens through which you view every situation, every challenge, and every opportunity. But here's the thing. Most people go through life operating on autopilot, stuck in a mindset that was shaped by their past, by other people's opinions, or by limiting beliefs they've picked up along the way. What they don't realize is that their mindset isn't fixed. It's not something they're stuck with. It's something they can change, and when they do, their entire life transforms. Let's start with this truth. Your thoughts create your reality. What you focus on expands. If you're constantly thinking about what could go wrong, what you lack, or why things aren't fair, guess what? That's what you'll see more of. But if you train your mind to focus on possibilities, solutions, and gratitude, your brain will start to find evidence to support those thoughts. It's not magic, it's science. Your brain has something called a reticular activating system, a filter that determines what gets your attention. When you program it with empowering thoughts, you'll start noticing opportunities you didn't see before. But here's the challenge. Changing your mindset isn't a one-time decision. It's a process. It's like cleaning out a cluttered room. You've got to sift through years of mental junk, beliefs that don't serve you, stories that keep you small, and patterns that hold you back. And the first step is awareness. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. So ask yourself, what are the stories I've been telling myself? What are the beliefs that are running my life? Here's a big one. The belief that you're not enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, not worthy enough. It's a lie, but it feels real because you've repeated it to yourself so many times. And every time you act from that belief, you reinforce it. But what if you chose a new belief? What if you decided that you are enough, just as you are? That's the power of a mindset overhaul. It's about rewriting the narrative. Now let's talk about fear, because that's one of the biggest mental blocks people face. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. Fear is a mindset, and like any mindset, it can be changed. Fear only has power when you give it power. When you face it, when you lean into it, you realize it's not as big as it seemed. And on the other side of fear, growth. Another key part of a mindset overhaul is shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset says, I can't do this. I'm not good at this. This is just the way I am. A growth mindset says, I can learn. I can improve. I can become better. It's not about where you are now. It's about where you're willing to go. It's about believing that your abilities are not set in stone, that with effort and perseverance, you can grow beyond what you ever thought possible. This is the mindset that says, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I need to build myself. I need the belief and perseverance. You can grow beyond what you ever thought possible. Let's not forget about the power of gratitude. Gratitude is a mindset shift in itself. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your energy changes. You stop operating from a place of scarcity and start operating from a place of abundance. And abundance isn't just about material things. It's about the richness of life, the relationships, the experiences, the growth. And what about setbacks? Because they're inevitable. A powerful mindset doesn't ignore setbacks. It reframes them. It sees failures as lessons, not as the end of the road. It asks, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow? It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about meeting them with resilience and determination. But let's be clear, overhauling your mindset isn't easy. It requires work. It requires daily commitment. It requires unlearning years, maybe decades of mental conditioning. It's not about putting on a fake smile and pretending everything's perfect. It's about doing the deep inner work to change how you see yourself and the world. One of the most powerful tools in a mindset overhaul is self-talk. How do you speak to yourself? Are you your biggest critic or your biggest cheerleader? The words you say to yourself matter. They shape your self-position, your confidence, your actions. If you catch yourself saying, I can't, replace it with, I'll try. If you hear yourself saying, I'm not good enough, replace it with, I'm improving every day. Remember, your mind is your most powerful asset, but it can also be your biggest obstacle. The choice is yours. Will you let it run wild, repeating old patterns and keeping you stuck? Or will you take control, reprogram it, and use it as a tool for transformation? Vision and purpose are the twin forces that drive every great achievement. They are the internal compass that guide your decisions, the fuel that propels you forward, and the anchor that keeps you steady when the storms of life threaten to knock you off course. Without vision and purpose, life feels aimless, like drifting in an endless ocean without a destination. But when you're clear on your vision and rooted in your purpose, life takes on a whole new meaning. Let's start with vision. Vision is about seeing the future before it happens. It's about imagining what's possible, not just what is. Your vision is the picture you paint in your mind of the life you want to live, the person you want to become, and the impact you want to make. It's the ability to look beyond your current circumstances and dream bigger than your fears, doubts, or limitations. But here's the thing. Most people don't give themselves permission to dream. They let practicality and past failures shrink their vision. They settle for what feels safe or realistic, not realizing that playing small robs them of the life they're capable of living. A powerful vision doesn't come from logic. It comes from imagination. It comes from asking yourself, if there were no limits, if failure wasn't an option, what would I create? What kind of life would I design? Now, vision alone isn't enough. It has to be paired with purpose. Purpose is the why behind your vision. It's the deeper meaning, the emotional fuel that keeps you going when the journey gets tough. Purpose is what transforms a dream into a mission. It's what makes the effort worthwhile, what gives you the strength to keep moving forward even when the path isn't clear. Let's break it down further. Vision is about what you want, and purpose is about why you want it. If your vision is the destination, then your purpose is the reason you're taking the trip. And here's the magic. When your purpose is strong enough, it pulls you toward your vision like a magnet. It helps you overcome obstacles, push through discomfort, and stay committed to the process. It's what makes you purpose stays with you forever. The power of vision and purpose lies in their ability to create focus. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Without a clear vision and a strong purpose, you can end up chasing things that don't align with who you are or where you want to go. But when you're guided by vision and purpose, you make decisions with clarity and confidence. You say no to what doesn't serve you and yes to what moves you closer to your goals. But let's not sugarcoat it. Finding your vision and purpose isn't always easy. It takes introspection. It takes asking hard questions and being honest with yourself. What do you truly want? What are your values? What lights you up, makes you come alive, and gives you a sense of fulfillment? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? These questions can be uncomfortable, but they're necessary. Because without clarity, you're just spinning your wheels, working hard, but going nowhere. And let's be clear, vision and purpose are deeply personal. They're not about what society says you should want. They're not about pleasing others or living up to someone else's expectations. Your vision and purpose are about you. They come from your heart, your experiences, and your unique gifts. When you have a compelling vision and a strong sense of purpose, something incredible happens. You start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You become resourceful, creative, and resilient. Your vision gives you direction, and your purpose gives you the motivation to keep moving forward, even when the road is steep and the challenges feel overwhelming. Vision and purpose also create alignment. When your daily actions align with your vision and purpose, life feels meaningful. You wake up with a sense of excitement and go to bed with a sense of fulfillment. You're not just existing, you're living with intention. You're making progress towards something that matters to you, and that progress fuels your happiness. But let's not forget, your vision and purpose are not static. They can evolve as you grow, as you experience life, and as you gain new insights about yourself and the world. What matters is that you stay connected to them, that you revisit them regularly, and that you adjust them as needed. Your vision and purpose are a reflection of who you are, and as you change, they should change too. And here's the most important thing. Vision and purpose don't just benefit you, they benefit everyone around you. When you live with clarity and intention, you inspire others to do the same. You become a source of light, energy, and hope for the people in your life. You show them what's possible when you're guided by a higher sense of meaning. The compound effect is one of the most powerful yet underestimated forces in life. It's the principle that small, consistent actions repeated over time lead to massive results. Most people look for big breakthroughs or dramatic changes to transform their lives, but the truth is, real success doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from the accumulation of small, seemingly insignificant choices made every single day. Think of the compound effect as the silent, invisible force working behind the scenes. It doesn't make noise, it doesn't demand attention, and it doesn't deliver instant gratification. That's why so many people overlook it. But make no mistake, the compound effect is always at work, whether you're aware of it or not. It's either working for you or against you, depending on the choices you make. Let's break it down. Every choice you make sets the course of your life. It's like steering a ship. A 1-degree shift in direction might not seem like much, but over miles, that tiny adjustment can completely change where you end up. The same is true for your daily habits. Eating one unhealthy meal won't harm you, but eating junk food every day will. Skipping one workout isn't a big deal, but skipping consistently will impact your health. Likewise, saving a few dollars a day might not seem significant now, but over time, it can grow into financial freedom. The beauty of the compound effect is its simplicity. It doesn't require you to overhaul your entire life overnight. It doesn't demand perfection. It just asks for consistency. It's about showing up, even when it feels mundane or insignificant. It's about making the small, smart choices that over time lead to extraordinary outcomes. But here's the challenge. The compound effect works both ways. It can build you up or it can tear you down. Negative habits compound just as powerfully as positive ones. If you neglect your health, your relationships, or your goals, the consequences won't be immediate, but they'll accumulate over time. One missed opportunity to connect with a loved one might not seem like much, but years of neglect can lead to broken relationships. One procrastinated task might feel harmless, but a pattern of procrastination can lead to mysteries. The trickiest part of the compound effect is its subtlety. Because the results aren't immediate, it's easy to dismiss its importance. It's easy to say, one day won't hurt, or I'll start tomorrow. But those small decisions add up, and before you know it, they shape your life. The compound effect is like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's small and unnoticeable, but as it continues, it gains momentum, size, and power. Let's talk about time, because time is the compound effect's greatest ally. The longer you stick with a habit, the more profound its impact. Think of it like planting seeds. You don't see the results right away, but with patience and care, those seeds grow into a flourishing garden. The same goes for your efforts. Whether you're building a business, improving your health, or mastering a skill, the key is to stay consistent and trust the process. And let's not forget about momentum. Once you've been consistent for a while, you'll start to see results. Those results create motivation, which fuels more action, which leads to even greater results. It's a self-reinforcing cycle, but the hardest part is getting started. The beginning of the compound effect feels like the hardest work for the smallest reward. That's where most people give up, but those who persevere through the initial stages are the ones who unlock its full potential. The reason why we take care of the information, the first part of the compound effect, is pretty simple. We can't know this for sure, but this is where you learn most people build. And this is why most people give up. The more people tell you how hard it is, the less likely you are to try. Another aspect of the compound effect is how it amplifies focus. When you commit to small, consistent actions toward a specific goal, you eliminate distractions. You stop spreading your energy thin and start channeling it into what truly matters. This focus not only accelerates your progress, but also gives you clarity and purpose. But here's something most people overlook. The compound effect doesn't just apply to actions, it applies to your thoughts and beliefs too. The way you think every day shapes your mindset, and over time your mindset shapes your reality. If you consistently focus on positive, empowering thoughts, your self-confidence and resilience will grow. If you dwell on negativity or self-doubt, those patterns will compound and hold you back. So, how do you harness the power of the compound effect? It starts with awareness. Identify the small actions, both positive and negative, that are shaping your life. Then, make a commitment to improve by just 1% every day. 1% might not seem like much, but compounded over weeks, months, and years, it creates exponential growth. The compound effect also requires patience and trust. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, it's easy to feel discouraged when you don't see immediate results. But remember, the most meaningful progress happens below the surface, where it's not visible yet. Trust that your efforts are making a difference, even if you can't see it right now. Finally, the compound effect teaches us the power of intentionality. It reminds us that every choice matters, that every moment is an opportunity to move closer to or further away from our goals. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about taking ownership of your life, one small step at a time. Emotional mastery is the cornerstone of a fulfilling and empowered life. It's the ability to understand, control, and transform your emotions so they work for you, not against you. Most people live as emotional captives, reacting to circumstances, people, and situations without realizing they have the power to choose how they feel. Emotional mastery isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about taking control of your inner world and using your emotions as a tool for growth, connection, and action. Let's begin with the truth. Emotions are powerful. They shape our decisions, influence our behavior, and determine the quality of our lives. But most people don't stop to question their emotional patterns. They let frustration, fear, or sadness dictate their choices without realizing they can change the script. Emotional mastery starts with awareness. You can't control what you're not aware of, so the first step is to recognize your emotional triggers, patterns, and responses. Think about it. How often do you let external circumstances dictate your emotional state? Someone cuts you off in traffic and you feel angry. A colleague criticizes your work and you feel insecure. A loved one doesn't respond the way you hoped and you feel hurt. In those moments, you're giving your power away. Emotional mastery is about reclaiming that power. It's about deciding that your emotional state isn't at the mercy of others or the outside world. It's in your hands. One of the keys to emotional mastery is understanding that emotions are messengers. They're not good or bad. They're signals that provide valuable information. Fear, for example, can be a warning to prepare or a reminder to step outside your comfort zone. Anger can be a sign that your boundaries have been crossed. Sadness can point to something that needs healing. Instead of resisting or suppressing your emotions, listen to them. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to tell me? What action can I take to address the root cause? And then what's the next step? But understanding your emotions is only the beginning. Emotional mastery requires the ability to shift your emotional state when it doesn't serve you. This is where most people get stuck. They think they're victims of their feelings when in reality, they can choose how they respond. Your emotions are created by your focus, your physiology, and the meaning you attach to events. Change any one of these, and you can change how you feel. Let's talk about focus. What you focus on, you feel. If you constantly focus on what's wrong, what's missing, or what could go wrong, you'll feel negative emotions. But if you shift your focus to what's right, what's working, and what you're grateful for, your emotional state will improve. Emotional mastery is about training your mind to focus on what empowers you, not what drains you. Next, consider your physiology. Your emotions are deeply connected to your body. When you're sad or stressed, notice your posture. Are you slouched, tense, or shallow when you're breathing? Now imagine standing tall, taking deep breaths, and smiling. Your physical state has a direct impact on your emotional state. By changing your posture, your breathing, or even the expression on your face, you can instantly shift how you feel. Then there's meaning. The meaning you attach to an event determines your emotional response. If someone cancels plans, you can interpret it as rejection or simply as them being busy. The meaning you choose creates your emotional experience. Emotional mastery involves questioning the stories you tell yourself and choosing meanings that empower you instead of disempowering you. Another critical aspect of emotional mastery is learning to manage negative emotions. You're human. Negative emotions are inevitable. But emotional mastery isn't about eliminating them. It's about not letting them control you. When you feel overwhelmed by anger, sadness, or fear, pause. Take a moment to breathe, reflect, and regain control. Ask yourself, is this emotion serving me right now? What can I learn from it? What's the best response I can choose? Emotional mastery also involves cultivating positive emotions. Joy, gratitude, love, excitement. These emotions don't just happen to you, they're created. You can choose to feel grateful by focusing on what you appreciate. You can choose to feel joy by engaging in activities that light you up. You can choose to feel love by expressing it to others. The more you practice positive emotions, the stronger they become. And let's not forget the importance of resilience. Life will throw challenges your way. It's inevitable. Emotional mastery doesn't mean you won't face difficulties or setbacks. It means you'll handle them with grace and strength. It's about bouncing back quickly, learning from adversity, and using it as fuel for growth. Another crucial element of emotional mastery is empathy. Understanding and managing your own emotions is only half the equation. Emotional mastery also involves connecting with others on a deeper level. When you're able to step into someone else's shoes, see the world from their perspective, and respond with compassion, you build stronger relationships. Empathy allows you to navigate conflicts, foster understanding, and create meaningful connections. Lastly, emotional mastery is a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. It's not something you achieve overnight, it's something you cultivate daily. It's about being intentional with your thoughts, actions, and responses. It's about taking responsibility for your emotional state and committing to growth no matter how challenging it may feel.